Hello and welcome to another episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. I'm James.
And I'm Sarah.
And on today's episode, we're going to catch up. Sarah's knitting as we speak. So they're going to continue knitting, I guess, throughout this entire episode.
I mean, why not keep my hands busy?
That's funny. Um, so how's Sarah doing?
Sarah's okay. I just finished a book today. I read Think Like a Feminist by, I think, Carol Hayes, I think was the name. Um, anyway, great book. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Um, a lot of really good, a lot of really good feminist theory. So, and I'm keeping plants alive.
Which is a miracle because,
I can barely keep myself
yeah,
alive.
exactly.
But yeah, my plants are out here. They are thriving. Um, let's see, what else? I bought a notebook that has pickles on it because it made me laugh. And yeah, that's about it. What about you? How are things with the James?
They're going. So I reached out to my school to find out what I need to do to start back up classes. And there's like this whole form that I have to fill out. Well, there's
Yeah.
two technically. And they have to review it. And if they deny my request, then I don't get to finish out my terms. So it's like, it's kind of stupid. Um, but other than that, I mean, we've just kind of been sitting around working and watching YouTube, and we've gotten into this weird thing where we've been watching a bunch of like courtroom videos on YouTube. I don't know why they came into my algorithm, but we've been watching a lot of them. And it's the guy, I'm sure you've seen him. I don't know what his name is, but it's like Flashkin or something like that. But he's in Texas actually. And he wears a bow tie, and he doesn't wear like he doesn't wear the gown.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's very weird. He's really nice, and he's usually pretty funny. He does like to say a lot of the same things. Like he'll say something like, "I take it as my personal responsibility to protect everyone in my town and in my county." And when he tells people they're like conditions of bond, because I think he does usually, like, he's a bond judge or something. I don't know. But when he tells people conditions of their bond, if he tells them they're not allowed to drive, he always says, for no reason, even if there's a house or a building on fire and you're trying to save 50 children, you're not allowed to drive. It's very weird. He says a lot.
How? Okay.
And then
Okay.
he will also say when someone's bond is being revoked because they tested positive for drugs, or they were part of their bond conditions were not to drink or not to drive or not to contact someone. And if they break those bond conditions, and he like brings them back in and tells them that they have to go to jail, he always says, and you go with him, and he goes with you, and talks to the bailiff person to put the person in cuffs and take them away. It's very strange. He's very funny, but
That sounds strange.
he does get very. I do feel like it could potentially hinge on sometimes causing the court's decision to be in question just based on how animated he gets with some of his responses sometimes, because it's like sometimes someone could argue that there is a little bit of a bias that you have within that.
Mm-hmm.
within your judgment, the way that you're speaking to the defendant or the person that's on trial. So to me, it's like it is a little. He does need to dial it down a little bit sometimes because it's like if they do say, well, he was the way that he was interacting and acting, there was bias, there was implicit bias there. Like you can tell that he was biased towards this situation, this person. So it
Mm-hmm.
could potentially overturn whatever ruling he has, which is crazy. But a lot of it is we've been watching the people will get arrested and they will a lot of them have been determining that there was either no evidence or not not the preponderance, but there's no like if there's not efficient evidence to hold them or to charge them,
Mm-hmm.
or they find out that the reason that they stopped them was not a valid reason for them to have stopped them.
Mm.
So
Okay.
anything that they found or any like if they tested them for drinking and driving and they tested above the legal driving limit, if they find that the stop wasn't a legal or valid stop, then all of that evidence that's collected after they've arrested them is thrown out.
Right.
So
They
like
can't use it against them.
yeah, so basically they have to drop all the charges for that person because they can't use that evidence. And like this one that we just watched yesterday, it was the police officer, he seemed like a little douchebag. Like he just seemed like every question that he was asked, he didn't want to answer it and he didn't care to answer it. And he was annoyed to even be called to answer questions. But it was about a woman that was pulled over. And he said he pulled her over because her tint was too dark. And that was the main reason he pulled her over. But it was like after midnight, there were other people on the road. So you couldn't tell. And it was a busy road. So there was no way that you could tell at that and it was like 65 miles per hour. They were driving by 65 miles per hour. So there's no reasonable way that you could determine whether it is too dark or not.
Right. At midnight, come on now.
Yeah. So it was like, and the other thing that the defense argued was that he said he was following the process or doing like the technique that he was trained to do, but he couldn't like explain how he was trained to do it. He was just like, it's part of my field training. And there was no like, it's not backed by any there's no evidence showing, there's no like, it's not backed by any scientific judgment. So they have to be able to kind of say there's no preponderance of evidence that there's no reason for a valid stop.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell by someone driving by. I mean, aside from that, Ryan and I just ate dinner. My neighbors are still slamming their fucking door. It's so obnoxious. So I just emailed the front office again because it's like, how, like, it's not, and it's almost every single time they go in or out of their apartment. It's not that difficult to hold the door and make sure it doesn't slam.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. And it's like, it wouldn't be as bad if my apartment wasn't directly connected to theirs. And where I sit and work, it's my hall, the hall that my desk is kind of in, is right where their door is. So while I'm on calls or while I'm working, it slams all freaking day. So that's annoying. Aside from that, I've just been working. Ryan did go today and have an interview at Verizon.
Oh, nice.
And he said that he was offered a job, but there's two different positions, that one of them is commission based and one of them is not. And the one that's not commission based it pays a little bit more and it's closer. And then he went on Monday. I think it was Monday. one day this week, and had an interview and a test drive with a company called Alto, which is like a premium car service. Basically, it's basically, I think it's a version of Uber, but it's like
Okay.
a premium. It's all EVs. Their entire fleet that they have is EVs, and it's not like you just randomly get a person. Someone has to book it in advance, and they're going to a specific location, and it's a little bit more expensive than just using Uber, because there's like
Okay.
a monthly subscription fee, and I don't really understand it, but he test drove for them, and he moved forward. His orientation for that is on Monday. And he doesn't. So the thing that's different with this is they supply the car, the
Hmm.
phone for like driving and stuff, and the insurance and stuff. And it's not based on the drive, like how many times you drive or how far you drive. It's based on hourly pay.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. Um, I was gonna say that a lot of I don't know if y'all have them out there, but Baylor, Scott and White, um, they should be hiring. They're medical, but you can do like a medical front office position, and it's it's pretty good pay,
Hmm.
and well, from my understanding, anyway. Um, so that's just a recommendation.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty excited about this, and he was able to go and drive, and they said that he was going to be able to move on to the next phase. So he's going to his interview next week, or not his interview, his orientation on Monday. But I think he's still trying to decide about the Verizon job as
Mm,
well. It kind of sucks. It's annoying that the winery didn't come through, because that would have been great, because it's literally just down the road. Well, not just down the
right,
road. It's about a 15-minute drive, but it's the closest thing. And he enjoys doing it, but it would have been like a couple days a week anyway.
right. Yeah, it's hard out here. Um, it's looking like the recession's going to be worse this time around.
Yeah, which it's always annoying whenever you see, like, there's obviously a recession going on, but you see like all of these people, like the GOP, saying how good it is right now and how it's getting better, and it's like, where are you seeing that it's getting better? Because the average American
Is
isn't
suffering.
seeing that.
Yeah. Um, did you see where he announced that he's going to run for another term?
I saw somebody like posted a clip that said that said something about him running again, but I don't know how serious it is. And obviously, if he runs again, then he's not going to be able to be president, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, unless they pass a constitutional amendment.
Even if they pass a constitutional amendment, it has to be ratified.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, nothing is impossible
I have
with this
noticed,
particular regime.
yeah, right. I did notice, I've been paying attention to the Texas Senate seat. I think it's Senate.
Hmm.
Jim Tellerico, I think is his name.
Yeah,
Tom Tellerico, something. Yeah.
James.
James Tellerico and
Yeah.
fucking Ken Paxton, which I don't understand why the gap isn't bigger. The fact that it's only 4 points right now is insane to me. But then again, it's Texas, and Texas is stupid. Most of
Unfortunate.
Texas is too. Oh, that's the other thing. This company that Ryan is doing his orientation with on Monday, Alto, is based. They have an office in Houston and Dallas and Atlanta
Dang.
and Los Angeles.
Wow.
But the thing that I don't like about it is I think the intent with what they're doing with the EV drivers is to map out the routes for autonomous vehicles. Because that's like the whole thing on their website is talking about autonomous vehicles and an AV flight or fleet. And it's like, I don't mind. I've never ridden in a Waymo. I've never done anything like that, but I don't love, like, people always, I'm on TikTok and I keep seeing everyone that has a Tesla talking about how great full self-driving is, but it's also like, I keep seeing people get pulled over because they're speeding and they're like, well, I wasn't driving, the car was. It's like, yeah, but you're in control of the car. Whether the car is driving or not, you're still responsible for whether it's speeding, whether it gets into an accident, and whether it's responding properly. You're
Right.
responsible. It tells you that in the terms of use when you sign up for full self-driving. Your car doesn't have a driver's license. It doesn't go through the training. I mean, it's trained because it's a technology, but
Right.
those things can be overridden in a car. You can tell it to go faster than the speed limit. You can set the speed for it to go. I mean, you can set it up to where when it goes into a zone that slows down, it will slow down your car for you if you set it
Mhm.
up like that. But you can also disable that where you can have it going 75 and then all of a sudden it goes down to 35 and it's still going to go 75 because it's not going to change it because you overrode that. So I'm like, and I know your whole thing on AI because they're all AI driven. So it's like, I have I won't say love hate relationship. I have a live with hate relationship with AI because I kind of have to use it as part of my job.
I mean, actually, you don't. You can claim a moral exemption for it.
Yeah, but to me, if I don't use it, it's going to be a factor that will make my work suffer. I don't use it very often, mainly for when I need to have a well done, like if I'm working with a crappy picture, then I will put it in and say, can you give me a better quality picture and remove the background? That's pretty much all I do. And it's a sourced image that we get. But that's pretty much all I do.
Yeah. Um, I, yeah. Anyway, um,
I know Sarah is not happy with that answer, but
I mean, there's nothing. I've literally told you a way out, and there's nothing. Like, if people
well,
are going.
because so to me that comes from a place of privilege because you can say that there's a way out, but in my line of work, if you do that, then you're basically putting a roadblock to moving anywhere or doing a lot of what your job is, especially with when AI is such a big thing right now.
But the thing is it's not helping literally anything. It doesn't actually like clear up the picture. It doesn't actually do that. What it does is it makes it look how it thinks it's supposed to look, sourcing from other images to create that. It can't create anything on its own. It has to be taught how to create, and what it creates is not what it is.
Well, that's why you also have the person that's doing it should have their, like, it's their job to also confirm that that's what it's supposed to look like. And that's what you put into it. You're not just using bait and saying that this is what it is, because I have the item that I'm looking at and can confirm that what it's producing is what it's supposed to look like. Like, that's part of my job. That's part of anyone's responsibility when you are using AI. That's the ethics with using AI. You're supposed to, when you're using it, to make sure what it's providing you and the sources you review, especially if you're using it for like content, use the sources and make sure you're going in and verifying those sources. It's like you can use it as a tool, but then use your own judgment and review the sources thoroughly rather than just taking it at its face value.
Okay. I disagree, but that's okay. I I was gonna say something else.
I'm playing with these rubber bands and I have no idea where they came from or why they're on my desk.
How did you get?
I have no idea.
I that was so out of left field. I just
I don't know where they came from.
You literally said I don't know where they came from, and I still asked where did they come from. Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember. What did I get recently that had rubber bands on them? Maybe it was my glasses, but I only got 2 pair of glasses and there's 3 rubber bands.
I don't know.
So strange. Anyways.
I have been working on my closet library.
Oh, that's exciting. How's that going?
It's going. I think I found some batteries for my starlights, and I put in my foldable mattress pad in there and put some of my favorite blankets on top, so that I have like a little comfy seating area. Yeah, so that's where that is right now. And then
it's like Sarah's little book nook.
Yes, exactly. Now I just have to clean my room around said closet. But we're getting there. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress.
I was able to finish putting together my bookcases in the guest room, although I hate the way that I had to put them up because there's not really much room. With the king size bed, I should have gotten rid of it and just got a full size or a queen size bed or something so that there was a little bit more room in there. And I could probably mount the TV on the wall and get rid of the TV stand that's in there. And that would free up some space. But it's like one of them is against the wall this way, and then one of them is against the wall this way, but they overlap each other a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I don't love the way it looks, but it looks fine. I should have gotten a corner one instead of 2 of the regular size ones like I have in my living room. So now we have 6 fully functioning, like 7-foot tall bookshelves that have books and movies on them, except for the 2 in the guest room because they're still empty.
Well, I'm sure they'll fill up soon.
Well, we have like 3 boxes of movies and books that need to go in it.
Hence my saying I'm sure it'll fill up soon.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying Ryan will buy more movies or books soon, because I'm sure he will.
Which, I mean, yes, that too. But I specifically meant I'm sure that y'all have not unpacked everything yet. So, because I know Ryan and I know you, and I know that I know how many movies and books that you guys have.
Yeah, we have a lot.
But you know what? That's a good thing. I think it's important to have physical media. I think it's important to own something in an age where they really want you to be renting everything forever in perpetuity.
I did see this thing about the new iPhones. Like their Apple has partnered with I think it's Klarna or someone, and they're offering now to have it like where they're getting rid of their current like trade-in program, and you're basically just leasing the phone instead of purchasing it. So like every year and a half or 2 years or something, you can trade it in and get a new one and just continue paying the same amount.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of would understand it for people that like to get a new phone every year because it's kind of the same thing as like leasing a vehicle where you don't really technically own it and you turn it in at the end of the time. But for a phone, like to me, a phone, and I knock on wood, I don't break my phones.
Hmm.
I've never had one phone, again, knock on wood, that I've broken. And the only time that one of my phones did get broke, well, two of my phones did get broken is when I gave them to someone else and they used them and they broke them.
You're looking at me very pointedly.
No, I've never get. Well, no, that's not true. I did give you a phone that you broke. So three. But that phone was very old when you broke it.
That phone was very old when I broke it. I had it for God, like 5 years at that point, I think.
And I think I had it for three.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't think. So the other thing that I've been seeing a lot is everybody talking about foldable phones. And there's
Mhm.
like the new Samsung. Samsung just came out with a new foldable, and it's more of like a kind of like a portfolio style. It's smaller and square and unfolds instead of it being like the regular like candy bar style like regular smartphones are, and
Yeah.
unfolding that way or flipping open like the Motorola Razr that they have now.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm gonna be so glad when this foldable trend is over because it just seems like a gimmick to me. So it's like, what's the point? Like, there's the nostalgia with the Motorola Razr, which I get, but then I got it and I was like, this screen is garbage. It's not as like you
Yeah.
can't because it's not actual like it's not an OLED screen or it's not a high you can't it just can't be high definition and it can't get brighter as bright as like a regular smartphone screen is. And it's
Mhm.
so much easier to damage because it has to be foldable, so it has to be flexible. So
Right.
it makes it so much easier to damage it.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't understand this whole craze. It just seems like a gimmick to me. And like they just I guess Apple is coming out with one this year. And I was just like, I don't care.
Right. I was gonna say I have my Google Pixel.
I think it's a 7.
Yeah. Um,
I did like that phone. It was nice.
what are they on to now even?
I think it's a 13.
Yeah. But this one's still good.
Yeah, it works really well. I loved
Like
that phone.
it works really well. I am eternally grateful for it. Um, like it just I see no reason. I don't understand the point of like the forced obsolescence.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know. That is one
I
thing that is
don't
frustrating. Yeah.
I don't understand because if something I'm not saying that we should always keep everything the same, obviously. We're human beings. We're constantly seeking new and interesting and like changing things. That's what we do. We're humans. But if something works and it works well and there's no like immediate issues with it, there should be no reason to have to turn it in for something brand new every year. Like I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And I don't know if maybe that's because of how I grew up, you know, like where new things were cherished and you know, try to keep them good for as long as possible. Like I still have things from when I was a child.
Yeah.
I like, because you take care of your things, and as long as they're still good and they're still working, why do you need a new one?
Yeah, I mean, I could say I was grown up. I grew up the same way. I was raised the same way, but I just have a fascination with new technology and new stuff. It's the whole consumerism
I
virus.
don't I don't understand consumerism.
I know. I don't know.
The
I,
only thing I spend my money on is like getting to see like getting to do things and books.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't do it. So I think some people do it for like a status thing. I don't do it for a status thing. I just like technology. And I just want so like I mean I do have the most recent iPhone, but I probably won't get a new one for another couple of years unless something like crazy changes because I didn't really get this one because I needed a new one. I had the 14 and this is the 17. Or maybe I had the 15. So I do usually skip 2 years. I don't get a new one every single year. So I'll keep
Well, I
a phone
wasn't
for two
referring
years.
to.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. I'm just adding to the conversation too. Like I will keep a phone, but I don't just get rid of it. I like give it to Ryan or I'll give it to my dad and it
Or you'll give it to me,
or
depending.
yeah, well, not an iPhone obviously because
Not
you
an
don't like
iPhone,
them.
but you know.
But I will let other people use it so that they have a better phone than what they currently have. Because Ryan dropped his and broke his other one, which was also mine. So I gave him my new one, my last one, which is funny because I'm on AT&T and he's on Verizon, so I had to like get it unlocked so that it can be used across different. That's the other thing I don't like. You have to get it unlocked, but you have to have it paid off if you finance it, which I usually don't finance my phones, but have it paid off and you can't be like behind on your phone. Like if you within the last 60 days, if you missed a payment, like missed your, even for if it was late, they won't let you unlock your phone. So you just buy it unlocked. But that's the other thing. It's more expensive to buy an unlocked phone. It's usually like $100 more.
Yeah.
That phone is unlocked.
Yes.
I bought it unlocked. It was also crazy because it was like a $700 phone that I got for like $350.
I think I also remembered that.
It was weird. But it's a nice phone. I like my phone.
And it works really well.
Yeah. I will say I'm not super happy about the MacBook I bought. I thought I would like the smaller MacBook, but now that I have it and I've had it for a while, I do like the typing experience is better, even though it's only like 3 years newer. The keyboard is better. It's just to me it's just too small.
That's fair.
I do have my other one. I need to take it in and have someone look at it and see if they can fix the keyboard because it's really the only reason I wanted to get a new one is because the space bar is like jacked up and it gets hard to type on it because sometimes you'll miss the space.
I can see that.
Other than that, how are things going? How was your last weekend?
My last weekend was good. I went swimming with my friend Cadence and her girls, and we went and got lunch at Potbelly's, which I hadn't had Potbelly's in ages.
I haven't had that for a long time either. I think there was one. I don't know if it's still in Bloomington, but there was one in Bloomington.
Yeah, and I think that's the last time I ate it was with you and Ryan in Bloomington. Which would have been like 8 years ago.
Probably, yeah. Maybe even coming up on 10. Because I don't think we've No, it's probably more than 10. Because how long have you lived in Texas?
I lived in Texas 7 years this year,
Hmm. Well, we've
but
we've not lived in Bloomington for, oh, no, I guess it was 2019.
so yeah.
Hmm.
hmm So I yeah, we went swimming, we went to Potbelly's, um, we went to the library, I read a book to one of the kiddos, um, we played on the playground, and then Auntie Sarah was exhausted.
Hmm.
So I crashed when I got home.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that happens. I didn't talk about the Rivian test drive, did I? Because it happened after we recorded.
Oh, not on here, you haven't, but you
No.
did mention it in our group chat.
Oh yeah. So last week on Sunday, I went and test drove a Rivian R2. I did really enjoy driving it. However, when I drove it, I was like, okay, there's a panoramic sunroof, or like it has a glass a glass roof basically. And there's no, like, you can't frost it. So like in some cars, like the new Nissan Leaf, you can push a button and it will, like, there's an electric charge that it sends through the window that frosts the window, so it like tints it, so it's not see through and it's not like tinted, but it's like you would see a frosted window.
Mm,
Um, this one doesn't have that. It is a little tinted, but it doesn't have the option to like close a shade, so there's no sun. And I'm like, I live in Southern California. There's always sun,
right.
almost always sun. So I can't do that. And then on their infotainment center, which I talked a little bit about this on here, they don't have Apple CarPlay. But I was like, I'll give that the benefit of the doubt. Maybe if they have if they have the option to add apps, then I can just add the app. It's not as convenient, it's not as nice, it's not as user friendly. If I'm letting someone else use my car, which doesn't happen very often, but still, it's just, to me, that's not the way that I want to use my car. So I don't really care to use it. Or I don't want that to be how I use it, or that to be the option that I use. But I will if I love the car and I like it a lot. But I got it and test drove it, and I was like, okay, it's nice. It drives really well. The seating position was great. It was a little higher than my current car, about the same, kind of the same height as Ryan's car, maybe even a little bit higher. The acceleration was amazing, which most EVs are amazing. Interior materials. So all of the cool thing about these cars are the interior is made out of all recycled materials.
Mm,
Like the seats are all recycled, any aluminum, any metal, any wood that's inside the interior of the car is all recycled.
love
So
that.
plastic, everything like that. So like that's great. It's a sustainable car. It's electric, and it gets like 300 and I think it was like 330 or 340 miles of range, which is great. But I pull back in and I park it and I go in and talk to the guy. Ryan goes to the restroom and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, so I couldn't figure out how to like look and find another app to add, like a different app on there. And he's like, oh, that's not an option. You don't have the option to add any more apps on the infotainment screen. So
Oh,
what's weird and what I don't understand with them saying that you can't add, like Apple CarPlay will mess with the way that their infotainment screen works and it takes it over and all this. And I'm like, but what's weird is they have Apple Music as an option. It was Apple Music, Spotify, and something called Tidal, which I've heard of it before, but it's like not one that I typically hear of when I hear people talking about music apps.
yeah, I've never heard of that.
And I was like, my music that I would need to listen, or that I typically listen to, is YouTube Music. Like, if I can't add that on there, I'm not going to pay for another subscription or use Bluetooth, which is very outdated technology, to listen to the music that's on my phone because I can't log in or use Apple CarPlay when there are other vehicles out there that do have Apple CarPlay as an option. And I was like, I mean, and the other thing I asked him, it was, can you spec it out to where you don't have a glass roof? And he said, no, there is no way to spec it out without a glass roof. So I'm like, so those two things, the only reason I have my car has a sunroof is because it was the only option that had all of the technology that I wanted and the features that I wanted that was available at the time. And it has a retractable shade. So I can have the shade closed and it's like I don't have a sunroof all the time. And I'm like, and I don't want to have to pay like $46,000 for a car and then have to pay for an aftermarket sunshade because the car doesn't come spec'd out with no glass roof.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, those two things are deal killers. And he was like, no, I totally get it. A lot of people, there's been a bunch of people that come in and say the same thing, that especially Apple CarPlay is a deal breaker for them because it is like, I'm a creature of convenience. Sorry to say it, but I am. And if I can't have what I've had since 2018 in Apple CarPlay, and you don't even give us the option to, I would pay $1,000 extra for it if that was the option. I would pay $1,000 extra for it. I don't care to. But they don't even have that as an option. Sarah's looking at me like I'm insane because $1,000 extra on a car that's already expensive is a little bit insane. But again, I'm a creature of convenience, and I but I could have the means to do so. So why not be able to?
Right. I mean,
but I am not able to because they don't have it as an option. So to me, Rivian is definitely not an option for me. If I were able to download it, then maybe that might change in the future. But to me, I don't think that being required to use Bluetooth, which is again a very outdated version of listening to music, and you don't have as much control and as many options as you do with Apple CarPlay to control your music the way that you want to control it without having to get your phone out, which is illegal in California. Even if you're at a stoplight, if a police officer sees you pull out your phone and start doing something on your phone while you're stopped at a stoplight, you can still get a ticket for that.
Dang.
I think it's in a few states now, but California is one of them that has that as an option.
Well, if it's an option in California, it's probably going to end up being an option here. So that's usually what happens.
Yeah. Well, are you doing anything fun this weekend?
I am watching a friend's puppy tomorrow. And that's about it.
Are you watching it at their place?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not bringing a puppy in here.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how, like, some apartment complexes, it's like you can't even have someone visit with a dog.
I don't know.
Like, maybe not visit, but like if you can't have a dog stay at your apartment complex.
Yeah.
Even if it's like for a little bit of time. Like they can come in and like people can visit and bring their dog, but they can't like stay overnight or stay for an extended period of time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be watching the puppy at their place. And yeah, that is about it. I'm hoping to take a friend out and about for their birthday on Sunday. But we'll see what happens on that.
Yeah.
see how much energy I have. I really felt drained this week.
I mean, I'm sure all of the TikToks and Instagram reels that you are sending people isn't helping with your at least mental capacity.
Look, I'm trying to send less. I like the last few days, I've tried to stay off TikTok as much as possible. Like I've been letting myself get on for just a little bit. I watch a couple of videos and then I get off and I go do something else. It was so funny because I sent you that TikTok and he gave it a thumbs up, which is I was like, this video is hilarious.
I don't remember which one it was. Let me turn my sound down so it doesn't come across.
I don't remember what video it was. I just know that it was a thumbs up. And I was just like, wow, you hate me. Are you watching it right now?
No, I'm looking to see which one. Oh, it was about tarot cards.
Oh, it wasn't funny. It was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
art.
My only problem with that was the caption or in the actual video, it says tarot cards cost how much, but then they say even in the video, they don't know how much they cost, and they were referencing a book and talked about how much the book cost. So they didn't even say what is part of the video where it says tarot cards ask how much, as in like you're going to find out that they're like an astronomical amount, which the book, which he's referencing and says, well, this would be kind of equivalent. He says is like it was an astronomical amount, which would be, I think it was like 7 times someone's annual salary at the time that they were made, which is like medieval times or something. Yes. But I mean, you can't say that I'm bad at it, and then I'm looking at 2 videos that I've sent you that you haven't even looked at and responded at all.
When did you send them?
And one of them is a Judi Dench.
When did you send them?
Last night.
Well, I haven't looked at TikTok today. I was at work.
I highly doubt that.
You highly doubt that I looked at TikTok?
That you haven't looked at TikTok.
I haven't, though.
Uh-huh.
I haven't.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me pull up my screen time here.
I don't care that much. Well, what I'm doing this weekend, thank you for asking so much. I don't really actually have anything planned, actually. So, I mean, we'll probably watch some movies and stuff around here, not do too much. Ryan's not working he doesn't have anything to do this weekend, so won't be going to work. So we'll probably just hang around here. Maybe he will put up the movies and stuff that are in the box that's next to the sofa. And I think there's 1 or 2 still in the closet in the guest room. So that might happen. We'll see. Other than that, I'll probably just be hanging out around the apartment, not doing much.
Fair, reasonable.
We might wander off and go do something inexpensive over the next couple days. Because I had to pay rent and I have like 0 money right now.
Yeah. Feels like it. Actually, well, that's because I haven't finished paying everything. I was gonna say, actually, I'm not too bad right now, but then I remembered. It's okay. We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. We did it, Joe.
Well, do you want to call it a podcast?
Let's call it a podcast. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. If you like this episode, please give us a like, a comment. Don't forget to follow or subscribe. If you would, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, as this will help get the podcast out to more people and help us grow. Feel free to follow us on social media. Our handle everywhere is at Now About That Pod. So if we don't come up on the platform, then we're not. If we don't come up in the search, then we're not on that platform. If there's something you would like us to discuss on the podcast, you can feel free to email us at nowaboutthatpod@gmail.com. You can Visit our website, www.nowbuththatproductions.com, or you can call, leave us a voicemail, or send us a text message. Our phone number is 765-557-4170. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you have a great week, since this will be coming out on a Monday. Sarah, enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.